HaShem, today is a very special day. We're planning to do Siyum on the book of Chaim. I don't know, like how long we spent. A lot. I think a few years to go over. Few, for sure. Okay. Right. So, two last stories. So one story, one conclusion. So it's the story that I told about Chofetz Chaim by his son. And it says, the face of Yehoshua. When reading the sublime character traits and dedication of the Torah, of the Chofetz Chaim, and other luminaries, one tends to feel far removed from accomplishments, and find it difficult to relate to their exalted spiritual level. The following insight of the Chofetz Chaim, as related by his son, places matter in somewhat different perspective. Right, and we actually discussed it in the recent past. Right, sometimes you read this story and you say, "Who is he? Who am I? What is it to compare?" Right, and what I can learn from that person, from that great tzaddik. Well, that's not the right approach. I mean, that's why it's very important. That's very important to learn their works, and plus learn about their lives, right? How they struggle and how they overcame their struggles. So they were not like born in like idealistic like situations and idealistic life, like no worries, no problems in their life. It's not true. It's not true. Okay. So, and it says, our sages relate that when Yehoshua, son of Nun, assumed the leadership of Israel, following the passing of Moshe, the elders of the generation said, the face of Moshe was like the sun, the face of Yehoshua is like the moon. Woe to this disgrace, woe to this shame. Ostensibly, the elders were lamenting how the nation's leadership had been diminished spiritually with the passing of Moshe. However, if this interpretation is correct, it is difficult to understand why the elders would use the terms shame and disgrace when referring to Yehoshua's leadership. He was, after all, a prophet who was imbued with godly wisdom. My father once offered his own interpretation of this passage by the way of parable. Okay, before we continue to parable. And I mean, it's somewhat embarrassing. Right, to say it in the face of Yehoshua, like we have Moshe and now we have got stuck with you. Okay, maybe like in my mind, not maybe, for sure they got stuck with Yehoshua, but he was chosen by God. So meaning out of all of these great sages, out of all of the great tzaddikim, he was the most prominent one, the most right person for the position. So why are you complaining, right? So like his face shined like the moon. Okay. So continue. Now Chofetz Chaim gives us a parable. A man was preparing to embark on a faraway journey to the land where the precious gems were mined. He searched for someone in his city. That's famous. In his city. And who would accompany him overseas, and he could find only one volunteer. The two set out to their journey, and were always away from their families and their friends for a number of years. Finally, they returned, carrying with them the fruits of their voyage. The primary voyager came laden with the sacks of gems, while the companion brought with him considerable, though less, wealth. Upon seeing this, those who had refused the man's offer to journey with him became filled with envy toward the one who accompanied him. My father explained, Yehoshua's face did not shine like Moshe's, but it did nevertheless shine like the moon, whose light is a reflection of the sun. The elders looked at Yehoshua and expressed their dismay. We have known Yehoshua since his youth, and since his youth, he was just like us. However, in the years that have passed since then, he has not left his stand of Moshe. Look how his face shined. Like our faces could be shining too. Had we striven as he did. Woe to and shame, woe to our disgrace. So it's a very good parable. Like, I for sure know many people that we spoke about, like that first may make fun of us, like in the past, and not make fun, like we're not very supportive, and us, like some of us went further and learned and insisted and then separated from this, from that, and grew spiritually. And these people, like you meet them 10 years later, 5 years later, and 15 years later, and there's nothing to talk about. There is nothing in common, and these people you see in their eyes, like they shocked, right? So in a sense, they were jealous. These sages were jealous of Yehoshua, that he was not the biggest scholar to begin with, but he got stuck with Moshe, and because of the Moshe, right, he became who he became. It's very interesting. So that's why we have to stick to righteous people, right? And by our associating with righteous people, we also become a little righteous. Of course, we have to work on it, but it's a bigger chance. Okay. So now the last part of this book. What is it? 447 pages. 50, let's say 450. So it's minimum we learn 900 times this book. A little less, right? 900 times. So it's few years for sure. Okay, so 3 years or 4 years. Okay, so last piece. The topic is his guiding light. The books of Tanakh. So the commentators say the Tanakh is the acronym for Torah, Nevi'im, and Ksuvim. So Torah, so 5 books of Moses, prophets, and writings. Okay, 24 books. Okay, the books of Tanakh were my father's guiding light. Not only the commandments of the Torah, but all of the happenings recorded in Tanakh guided him as well. Not one second. Not only the commandments of the Torah, but all of the happenings recorded in Tanakh guided him as well. From these happenings, he gleaned a path of life for the Jewish people. Their verses ignited holy flame within him, inspiring him to instruct our people in what should be the proper course of action. From the words of Tanakh, he drew divine comfort and solace for every downtrodden and broken-hearted soul, and gave strength to the weakened and await HaShem salvation. Weakened. Many of the stories which about the Poland concerning, many of the stories which abound in Poland concerning the way in which my father awaited the arrival of Mashiach are exaggerated. In truth, however, none of these exaggerations capture the essence of the unshakable faith in Mashiach's ultimate arrival. For his faith was not based on allusions or even on agadic teachings, which are often obscure and lend ourselves the various of interpretation. Rather, it was based on a clearly expressed words in our prophets and even more so, the words of the Chumash. Once someone read to my father from the newspaper of Hamelitz, okay, published by the group of Maskilim, the enlightened ones. So meaning this, the Zionists, right? Maskilim, in which the hope was expressed that the Jews of Palestine would one day see their land become another Bulgaria, whose people had risen up against the Turks. Against the Turks, against their independence, to become the nation like any other. My father began to weep. Is this why the Jewish blood had been spilled during the past 1800 years, so that we could become another Bulgaria? Does not the Torah say HaShem your God will bring you to the land of your forefathers, possessed by that your forefathers possessed, and you shall possess it? He will do good. He will do good to you, and make you more numerous than your forefathers. It's from Dvarim 35. And sometimes people say something they do not understand even what they're saying, like right. So that this person who wrote this article in this Maskilim newspaper, he thought we have to revolt against British Empire, or I don't know, maybe the Turks were there. I'm not sure when British mandate started. I'm not sure. Whatever is it, right? This or that doesn't matter. Does it say who was it? Doesn't matter. About against the foreigners, right? And Hashem said in His Torah that you have to be separate from everybody. Don't look for friends. You're not going to find friends through any nation of the world. Or only I'm your true friend. And people, unfortunately, they say, no, Hashem, He's going to help us, but we need real friends, living friends. And it's only a matter of time that they're going to let us down, all of them. When Hashem will return, to rejoice over you for good, as He rejoiced over our forefathers, right? And does not the Torah foretells that the Jewish people will return to Hashem with their hearts, as it is written, you shall return and listen to the voice of Hashem and perform all His commandments that I commanded today. So it's also from Dvarim. So, but only when to show. It's not about revolt. It's not about revolt. It's not about being educated in a secular study. It's not about anything. But Chofetz Chaim, with his sensitivity, with his clear vision, this holy vision, so he knew that's the way these people are going. Unfortunately, so virtually all his life he kept one volume Tanakh in his talus bag. Never did he attempt to apply the words of Tanakh to his way of thinking. Never did he attempt to apply the words of Tanakh to his ways of thinking. He propounded from them original insights in the way of many. I'm not sure, maybe I misread something. I apologize. Let's read again. It doesn't make sense. Virtually all his life, he kept one volume Tanakh in his talus bag. So far, so good. Never did he attempt to apply the words of Tanakh to his way of thinking, to propound from them original insights as a way of the many. So meaning only some original ideas. Rather, he forever applied this way of thinking to the wisdom of the Torah. So meaning don't invent new things. To understand and plan. to understand the plain meaning of each scriptural verse. It is not surprising then that he was possessed of the power of faith and mighty hope that not one word would remain unfulfilled in a glorious future for our people that the prophets foretell. So let me read the last line again. It is not surprising then that he was possessed of the powerful faith and mighty hope that not one word would remain unfulfilled in the glorious future of our God, of our people that prophets foretell. Chazak, chazak. So we finish. Oh HaShem. All right. To be continued. We continued with other books. All right. So let's start. Continue. I mean, we don't start and we just continue. Kosher kitchen. Kosher kitchen, and we're on the topic of chapter 15, Kashering for Pesach. And subsection 3, and the topic is the list of utensils and how they are kashered. So now we're going into the list of the small utensils. So before, like we did big items like as a refrigerator, oven, right, stove, countertop, sink, right, and now we're going to the small things. Okay, start. Aprons, see the tablecloth. So meaning aprons as well when we make a dough or something, right? For sure we have some things residue on our aprons, right? For sure. So next one is baby bottle. One should purchase new baby bottle and the nipples for Pesach. Baby bottles come into contact and are washed with chametz, right? That's for sure, and they're plastic, right? The custom is not to kasher glass and plastic for Pesach use. Okay, so in other days we can everyday use we can kasher the glass for sure, according to some opinion plastics too. Right, but not for Pesach. So technically, if you think about it, we never put something hot in that bottle. So it would the kashering of this baby bottle should be not so hard, right? With pouring the water, right, and then pour out like cold water 3 times as we learned. So it's not such a big deal because it's never contained something hot. One should purchase new bottle brush as well, of course. If one uses baby formula containing kidneys, legumes, which are not eaten on Pesach, the bottle and the nipples should not be washed in Pesach sink. Right. So even so that's Ashkenazi custom. So we don't eat these legumes, kidneys, right? Right. Right. So first of all, the baby formula must be changed, and I'm not sure what people did in the olden days, but today there is much better selection. Let's put it this way of kosher Pesach formulas comparing to the olden days. Okay. Continue. So next one is barbecue grill. It's extremely difficult to kasher barbecue grill, so don't try it at home. Even if the grates and griddles are replaced, the inside of the grill requires libun gamur, right? Meaning with a torch or something, since it may come in the contact with the food. Okay. The inside top of the grill requires at least libun kal, since the food splatters on it during the barbecue. Due to the difficulty of the kasher in the grill, it is not advisable that the homeowner's kasher, non-kasher grill or kasher one for use of Pesach. I mean, as we said, so other things like if you want to buy pot from a non-Jew, or it was like, I don't know, right, or somebody gave it to you, like even a Jew, but they were not observant, and you want to kasher, there is no problem, right? You can kasher. But grill, it's it's too many crevices, it's too much, right? How can you kasher it? So, right, so this we need brand new. Okay. Okay. One who uses grill professionally should consult Rav with regard to the proper manner in which it may be kashered. The electric grill, George Foreman, certainly cannot be kashered. Okay, electric grill, yes. If somebody uses grill professionally, I'm not sure what it means. Maybe in a restaurant, and they want to kasher the restaurant to be open on Pesach. That's what I think. Okay, but for us, for simple people, don't do this, and don't do this dangerous things. Okay. So next one is beeps. See tablecloth. Bite plate, see the dentures. Okay. Next one is blech. Okay. Since during the course of the year, chometz usually falls onto the blech, it requires libum. Okay. Requires libum. Since, so meaning with fire. Okay. Since this is difficult to accomplish, one should purchase new blech on Pesach. So all of this, this blech is... maybe it's not very cheap, but you buy it and it's going to serve you like we bought it only once, and it's still in use for after so many years. I mean, you use it only a week, maybe a little more than a week, so it's not a big deal. Okay. Continue. Blender. So technically, the motor of the blender is okay. There's no problem, right? So if somebody wants to if it, I'm not sure if it's they can sell these things, other parts separately. I'm not sure. The receptacle of the blender is made either of plastic or glass. Neither of these may be kosher for Pesach use. Okay. A blender is used at times for hot or sharp foods, and is usually washed with the chometz dishes. So it's out of the question. So, but if a person can buy this separately, this attachments, the receptacle, maybe it's what is it? Maybe it is a solution. But from my experience, it's cheaper than to buy only this attachment. It's cheaper buy the new one. Right, so they have a sale. Just buy a new one. That's it. And usually it's not like it's only for a week, for 10 days, let's say. So it's why I say 8 days? Okay, maybe 10 days, 11 days, because you start usually people start preparing for Pesach earlier, right? Not at the day off, right? Right. Maybe you will buy not as powerful or something, but it's better buy a new one. The blades are kasherable through the Hagala, right? Meaning in the water. If one can ascertain that the crevices between the blades are completely clean, and any food residue, it is advisable to purchase new blades, right? As we said, a new receptacle and the cover. But as from my experience, if you try to buy it, it's like you pay a little extra and you can buy a new one. Okay. The base of the blender should be thoroughly cleaned. The base of the blender. Okay. It could be splatter, yeah, but it was not hot. Some requires that the base is covered with foil. Okay. Chometz handheld blender should not be used on Pesach for a Pesach food. Handheld blender. So that's what we have. Handheld blender. I mean, because it's not so much like it's not so much cooking. So we can that's what we bought, like small one. Works good. Okay, braces. See dentures. Okay, broom. Broom is often contain breadcrumbs. It should be cleaned well. One should vacuum it and wash it well. Okay. Some have a custom to putting the broom away with the homemade utensils and purchasing special Pesach broom. The vacuum cleaner broom attachment should be cleaned well, right? So you have these attachments and they have bristles. Of course, it could be some homemades. But these things, this broom, I mean, it's not necessary to buy a new one. It's absolutely not. I mean, if somebody have they want it, there is no problem. But if you just clean it well, that's it. I mean, these things, even if you missed a few crumbs between these bristles, it's like you're not going to eat it. Nobody's going to eat it, right? So and this nullification also helps, right? But in a vacuum cleaner, so we must remember about this bag. So people forget they do a lot, like a vacuum. And somebody, like for example, if they have carpets, right? The carpets and have to vacuum them and like the furniture, and there could be crumbs in there in a vacuum bag. So they always advise to replace the bag. Okay. So we say okay. So next one, can opener. It is difficult to clean can opener thoroughly. One should clean it to the best of his ability and purchase the new inexpensive Pesach can opener. Right, that's the best solution. Right, as he says, inexpensive because you're not like how many cans you're going to open. Right, so even the cheaper one will do the job. So next one is the candlesticks. Shabbos candlesticks that are placed on a table should be thoroughly clean, right? So for sure, because on the tablecloth there were crumbs. Okay. This applies to the candlestick tray as well. So of course nobody ate this anything from the tray. Hopefully never put anything on it. Even though when we discuss how to move muktzah, right? We said if you want to use this tray with the candlesticks in there after they finish burning, of course. So you should do this like as follows. You should put on this tray itself like something that is not muktzah. So we said one of the examples we said was challah. Right, challah. Maybe I would say I like when I say challah, I meant like something in a bag, not challah itself. So in this case, there is no problem. But if they put challah without bag, that would be a problem. So you put challah on a tray in order for a tray not to be bases for a muktzah. So after the candles finish burning, you can move them to a different location. That's what's the reason. Okay. Okay, so going back to candlesticks. Shabbos candlesticks that are placed on a table should be thoroughly cleaned. Okay. This applies to the candlesticks tray as well, of course. Right, so candlesticks right in a tray. Many have a custom not to place items that were on a homemade table onto the Pesach table. So meaning on some kind of side table or something. To conform to this custom, one may put a piece of foil between the tablecloth and the candlesticks or a tray. Okay, so that's this is I think easier solution. Okay, meaning that they put aluminum foil under this tray. Okay, or if they have just candlesticks on by itself, I would not recommend to do that. Always try to buy a tray and put it on a tray. Few times since we use this oil candles. I mean regular candles and oil candles. I don't know how many times, 5, 6, 15 times, but many times these cups with oil, they break, they shatter. Not shatter completely, but the piece will fly off. And it's very hot, right? It's very hot. It's broke because of the heat of the oil, right? So it would fall on a tray, and few times candle fell. I don't know, 1 or 2 times, even though our table is stable, it doesn't matter, it's stable, not stable. If you push it, it's going to shake, right? So I know maybe we did not put the candles well, but it fell. It fell. Right? So don't put just candlestick without tray. Not a good idea. Okay. So okay. Alternatively, one can kasher the bottom of the candlesticks by placing the bottoms on the kasher pot. Okay. The candlestick may be then placed directly on the Pesach table without hesitation. If the tray is kashered, the candlestick need not to be kashered. Okay. Candlestick should not be washed in a Pesach sink. Okay, that's obvious. Right. So all of this cleaning must be done before Pesach. Right. So I would say 2 or 3 days before Pesach. That's it. We start eating chametz. So right. If it's Shabbos, you just set aside whatever amount necessary, and that's it. But don't eat any chametz. I mean, you're allowed, but if you want to keep your house clean from chametz, that's would be too much to do cleaning and have chametz at the same time. Okay. Candlestick. So next one is a coffee maker. A coffee maker that is used exclusively for pure, unflavored, non-decaffeinated coffee is essentially kosher Pesach. However, since it is often comes into contact with non-Pesach foods, and carafe is washed in with the chametz. Treif. I'm not sure. Like a piece, I guess, where the filter goes. I'm not sure. The coffee maker should be washed thoroughly, and a new carafe should be purchased. If the plastic filter holder is washed with chametz, it should be replaced. The coffee maker used with a flavored or decaffeinated coffee should not be kashered for Pesach use. Okay, so no one can kasher plastic utensil. One does not kasher the plastic utensil for Pesach. Okay, so I mean, unless a person has some, that's my personal design, like some sophisticated coffee machine, and I saw in a store, I don't know, they cost so much money, and they sell you these special cups. And in my company where I used to work, they had this. I mean, it costs a fortune. I mean, right, costs a fortune. So in this case, yeah, you cannot kasher the Pesach, right? So I think buy what is it, the regular coffee. This instant coffee. That's it. Okay, so continue. Or the different coffee maker. There's some smaller, cheaper versions of a coffee maker, just for Pesach. Right? They have expensive for regular day and the regular and the cheaper one for Pesach. Okay, smaller one. Coffee mills. Coffee mill used exclusively for a plain non-flavored coffee is not and not washed with chametz may be used on Pesach if it is thoroughly clean. So usually nobody clean it. I think on this the mill or on the what is it? What do they call mills when you grind some other things. I think it says in instruction, in how it says in instruction, never ever wash, never ever. So they give you like a brush or something, like to brush it, but never wash. Right? We use this coffee grinder, like a coffee grinder to grind matzah. So it's the best. I mean, the cheaper solution, like to grind matzah, and then use this matzah meal to bake. Right. So there is no waste basically. Right. So some people, I know, unfortunately, I know that some people throw out matzah after Pesach. We never throw we try never ever throw the bread unless it's bad. Really bad, like moldy or something. But otherwise, we try not to. Like there are many dishes that you can do with bread. Even if it's stale, you can do some dishes. But if it's moldy, that's a different story. And same with matzah. So we grind matzah, and then it can stay until the next Pesach, and you can use it for baking. Next one, calendar, right? Sea strainer. Okay. Next one is the cooling racks. The cooling racks used for chametz must be thoroughly cleaned and kashered with hagala. Cooling racks used for chametz. I'm not sure what's a cooling racks. I'm not sure. Sorry. Corkscrew. One may use the year-round corkscrew during the Pesach. However, preferably it should not be brought on to the Pesach table. So corkscrew is very simple. All of the wines that I saw, kosher wine, they're all kosher the Pesach. I mean, there is nothing in a production of the wine that is that has chametz. Nothing. So right, maybe there are some that not. It's not like I'm a big specialist in wines, but all of them that I saw, all of them kosher the Pesach. Right. I mean, if all people drink wine on Pesach, so during the year some people drink wine, some I mean, right. I mean, for Shabbos Kiddush, yes, but on Pesach everybody drinks wine. Okay. Okay, so to make it not kosher the Pesach simply does not make sense. Okay, so next one is a crock pot. All right. A crock pot, a slow cooker, cannot be kosher the Pesach, so everybody understand. For a Pesach use, the insert is usually ceramic or Teflon coated metal with a glass or plastic lid. So that's okay. So ours is a stainless steel, right? Technically you can, but you cannot, because of the lid. The lid is, it has a metal part, of course, plastic parts, right? So I mean, it's impossible to kosher. So I mean, but in olden days, they would have this ceramic insert, right? So, I mean, the different reason why you cannot kosher. Neither of these can be kosher for Pesach, even if one were to purchase a new insert. I mean, again, this new insert would cost you almost like buy a new slow cooker. Okay, insert and cover. Since the food often spills or comes into contact with outer shell, it should not be used on Pesach. Okay, so very straightforward. Crock pot you need separate for Pesach. Okay, but I was think do you really need for Pesach? Do you really need it? Like on a holiday you can warm up food, you can cook food, so there is no problem whatsoever. So basically, maybe one Shabbos. In some years, it's going to be 2 Shabbos, but usually it's one. So it's not a big deal. I mean, do you need crock pot? Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay. So next one, cutting board. That's very straightforward. A wooden cutting board usually has cuts and crevices that are difficult to clean. It should not be kosher for Pesach use. Okay, very simple. So wooden not, and of course plastic is the same. Just let me quickly see how much Material. Okay. So continue. So next one is dentures and other dental appliances. Okay, so dentures. Let me quickly read the commentary. So it says, Darchei Teshuvah 89:11 cites poskim who maintain that dentures are hard, as smooth, and similar to glass, which which does not absorb taste. Okay, right. So that's good. Igros Moshe or Chaim 1:5 at the end maintains that food put into the mouth is not yatzaledas bo, right, and does not cause absorption of the taste into the dentures. So same we said with the baby bottle, right? Nobody is going to, like normal parent, never going to put pour this hot milk into the baby bottle, and same with the dentures. So people even they like hot is not it's not hot like yatzaledas bo hot. Okay. Right. Minchas Shlomo 2 section 46 reject these two arguments and offer a reason of his own. He maintains that the contact with the warmth of the mouth ruins the taste absorbed in the dentures and renders it inedible. Okay. So okay, I mean, so again, the reason why there is no problem with dentures, because it's glass, like it's hard as glass, it does not absorb. Second reason is that where is it? The food is below yatzaledas bo, and the third reason that the saliva, I guess, is going to ruin the taste. Okay, not going to get absorbed. Okay, no problem. So from the beginning, dentures of any dental appliance or any dental appliances that remain in the mouth during the meals should be thoroughly cleaned after the last chometz meal. Those appliances that cannot be removed from the mouth must thoroughly cleaned with a toothbrush and with a dental floss, if necessary. If one wishes to be stringent, should avoid eating the chometz for 24 hours before morning or Erev Pesach. Okay, so I mean that's very straightforward, right? Unless it is a Shabbos, so like it's a Shabbos and the first day is Pesach. In the Sunday is a Pesach, right? That's the problem, right? With this, because we should eat chometz on Shabbos, right? And you cannot eat matzah because it's forbidden to eat matzah before Pesach, right? And you have no choice, so you have to eat bread. So you have to be prepare only precise portions, but you have to have complete bread, but not too much. So usually people buy rolls, like small rolls, so just finish and that's it. Wherever we don't finish, so you have to destroy, meaning like a crumble and flush down the toilet. Okay. All right. So if somebody wants to be stringent, we're going back to the text. So a person can wait for 24 hours with dentures. Okay. Okay. I mean, right. Not to eat chometz 24 hours before Erev Pesach. Okay. And one may also rinse his or her mouth with a hot water, hot to the degree that the food of the food and drinks, such as tea, before the time when the prohibition of chometz begins. Okay. So in commentary say this follows a principle kol bo kach polto. The taste is purged when the same manner that it was absorbed. Okay, no problem. Continue. One with braces must be especially through with cleaning them, since the food particles can remain between the wires. Okay. One should right. So braces, I think, even harder. Right. One should use an appropriate tool, such as epoxa, brush, or the like. Whatever is it, I don't know what is it, but we got it for these braces. It is advisable that one with braces should not eat actually chametz several hours before the prohibition of the chametz begins. Right. Some require that removable dental appliances should be kashered in hot water. Should be kashered in hot water. Let's see the commentary. Even according to their opinion, it is sufficient to kasher them through the irui kli rishon, meaning pouring from original vessel that was on a fire, or kli rishon, or in kli rishon, or in dip it in this pot on a fire. Okay, no, I see. Even if this kli rishon, this pot was removed from the fire, but it's still yatzeled as well. Like they say, 160 degrees. Okay, so that helps. 140. 1 second. It was 55. No, it was 56. One should check with orthodontist as to whether this would damage the appliances. One should consult one's Rav about whether to follow these stringencies. Okay. Okay. So I have a student with these braces. So he was driving himself and everybody around him crazy. I don't know how often he would go to the office, but I think office were able would be gladly refund him all the money, because I mean he always he did something and said, yeah, it's my fault. But I think the contract with this, I mean, if they fall, they have to put it back. I'm not sure how many times he will. There are people like that. Okay. One should, I mean, it's such a waste of time. We have to understand, it's such a waste of time. You go to office, you call, and they say, yes, come. Of course, the person does not have appointment. You have to wait, and then you go back. And this, it's such a waste of time, right? One should check with orthodontist as to whether this would damage the appliance. One should consult one's Rav about whether to follow the stringencies. Okay, so I guess just don't eat chametz 24 hours before. Go by the stringency and that's it. You're good. Then brush the teeth regularly, floss it. Right? Those appliances are not kept in the mouth during the meals. For example, bite plate, right, should merely be washed thoroughly. Okay, so I mean bite plate. 1 second, let me quickly see. What time is it? 1 second. Okay, so let's do a few more, maybe shorter one. So next one is dish soap. It is customary to use a new container of the Kosher Pesach dish soap. Okay. If one uses kosher for Pesach soap, as most throughout the year, one is not required to empty the reservoir of the sink soap dispenser of any remaining soap. So I mean, there is a sink dispenser, you screw from the bottom, right, and then you pour into these things, or some they have new technology, so there is actually pump, right, and you can put this thing into your bottle, right, so you can buy the gallon or something of this dish soap. You put this what is it, the holes, and you pump. Right, so in this case, of course, the top, the dispenser, the tip of the dispenser, you have to do clean with the hot water when we kasher the sink. Why? Because most likely we touched with our sponge, right? When you do with the hand. Today, this morning, I had a class, so somebody asked this question, right? Innocently, the person asked, do we need do we need a second, two sponges when we wash the dishes? So I was a little shocked. I said, yeah, of course you need two sponges. For meat and dairy. Of course you need 2 sponges, right? Okay, so and I told him you need 2 sponges and you need 2 soaps as well, right? Because like for sure you will use this sponge, you touch the soap, unless you always do, you're so careful, you always do with 2 hands and you have the sponges on the bottom, and with the left hand, with the right hand you press this dispenser. Yeah, that's a different story. But for simple people, like I always do everything with 1 hand. So for sure, I touch with the sponge, with the homemade sponge, this dispenser. Okay, so you need to kasher it. Okay, so next one, dish towels, sea tablecloth, dishwasher. Dishwasher cannot be kosher for Pesach, so we explained before. I mean, some people ask me, like, but they say, some rabbi said, I said, look, what do you want from me? Like, what am halakhic authority? I said it's not, like, according to majority opinion. Maybe somebody said yes, but we don't kosher plastic, especially for Pesach. On a regular basis, day-to-day basics, maybe you can, because it was not like in a contact with hot but food, but right, there is some leniency that you can find, but on Pesach. So a person asked me, like, what should we do in Pesach? Like, we live in such a spoiled society that person, like people, for sure, like really, they do not know what to do, if like how to live their life if they don't have dishwasher. For sure, like I'm right. Next one, drinking glasses. According to Ashkenazic tradition, one does not kasher chametz glasses for Pesach use. So regular, like even though of course drinking glasses, you had either you have water, juice, whatever, cold things, right? So, but the tradition is not to kasher even glass for Pesach. Okay. Ashkenazi tradition. I think, as we said before, like in the beginning of this book, so we said Sephardic custom is to kasher glass. Okay, for Pesach. Okay, next one. Electric appliances. Any electric appliance that requires libum, so libum means with a heat, cannot be kasher. For example, George Foreman grill or a bread machine. I'm not sure why the people would need a bread machine. A sandwich maker. I'm not sure what sandwich maker is. I'm not sure. A toaster or a wafer maker. Okay. Each of the electric appliances. So I mean, all of these appliances work with a hot heat, like high degree, high, right? Because you see the coil is red hot. So for sure, like if that's how it cooks, so that's how you have to kasher. So I say don't play with fire, too dangerous. And plus toaster, I'm not sure how a person is going to use toaster or a wafer maker. Waffle. Okay. Waffle. Okay. Next one. So even an electric appliance that requires hagala, so meaning with water, cannot be kosher, since it is liable to be ruined when immersed in a boiling water. Okay. So yeah, so that's the issue. Quickly checking time. Right. So let me see just how much is left. No, we're not going to. It's just too much. So I think we will leave it for the next time. So let's do 5 minutes break, and we continue with other topics. I'll try to answer questions. Okay, 5 minutes break. Okay, so today we continue with Hilchas Yichud. We're still chapter 3, section C and subsection D, and subsection D2. Okay, so our big topic is Ishto Be'ir. So when now we switch switch the roles, and now a husband is in the house, and there is a woman in the house, and his wife is in a city, right? Okay. And we spoke about similarity and differences in the situation when wife is in a house and man is in a city. Okay, so next situation is D2 if wife is on a near the premises. Okay. All poskim agree that the exemption is shto mishamarto. So I mean it's the same like she's around. Is shto mishamarto? We said it's wife is with him. Okay. So again, all poskim agree that exemption of shto mishamarto is effective even when the man's wife is not actually in a room or in a house, as long as she is in near premises, because she is likely to return at any time. Okay. Therefore, Yichud is permitted in a house or apartment with a man whose wife is in a backyard or in a just next door. Okay. So again, therefore, Yichud is permitted in a house or apartment with a man's wife in a backyard or just next door. Okay, so she went to the neighbors. So she's around. Okay, so in this case, yeah, there is no problem. Okay, so now subsection 1. Verifying that that they are the husband and wife. A woman visiting a house may accept the assertion of a man who appears Torah observant that the woman on the premises is his wife. Okay. The wife is likewise believed that this man is your husband. Because as we said before, if they are even non-religious Jew, so if they are a boyfriend and girlfriend, chas v'shalom, that's a different situation. It's not, as we said, connection is not as strong as when it's husband and wife. So meaning that if he's a Torah observant and there's a woman in the house, so most likely that it's his wife. Okay, very interesting. So next one, D3. If the wife is away and expected momentarily. Okay, so that's our topic. If wife is away but expected to return momentarily, Yichud is permitted with her husband, meaning that she is driving in. So she's going to be there in 5-10 minutes. Example, there is no restriction of Yichud, day or night, in a case of a girl who stays at home or apartment with her brother-in-law, if her married sister is on a local errand or visiting next door and can suddenly return at any moment. Right. So that's I think that's the most common. Right. The younger sister, right, came to visit the older, and the sister is out, but the husband is there. Okay. I think we stop here. So next one is a different topic. Okay, stop here. So first question, and it says, Rabbi, if we must be next to coworker, okay, working together on the same project, and he's obnoxious in trying to talk to us about shtuyos. Okay, we tried to hint to this person we are not interested in talking, by using short responses, or sometimes not responses, just smile. But it seemed he did not understand. In such a case, how can we be more obvious that we do not want to talk without being rude? Right, that's a very good question. It's a very good question. So I would say that it depends on the situation. What exactly what exactly people are doing, like work together. Is it possible to put on headphones? Right. So I give you an example about myself. So I had to go on Thursday. Thursday I have to help somebody. Okay. For many years we do exactly the same thing, exactly the same routine. I have to help this person. I asked him a few times to find somebody else, but he said there is nobody like you. Nobody cares. But okay, and I have to do this errand, right? And he has to, we pray together. He has to give me a ride. So and he tried to talk. I said, look, I'm in the middle of the class. I said one time, two times, three times. So now today he was trying to talk, but he said something. I don't know. He was driving. He was commented about the traffic. He was talking to me, but he heard that I was I show I was. With my cell phone, right? It was obvious that I'm listening to something. Okay, so he stopped. So if it's we can show like that, so I apologize. I'm in the middle of the class. In the middle of the class, yeah. This class is from 17 years ago. Like, why does he care? Understand? So, but we have to understand these workers, like coworkers, they're not doing because they want to annoy you. That's for them it's normal. He's trying to be friendly. She's trying to be friendly, right? So we have to be patient with that, right? And the shtuyos, I mean that's what they know. It's like you cannot blame them. So yeah, we have to be patient and right. We try to hint this person they're not interested in talking. Maybe if person not to hint but say I apologize. I don't I'm not in the mood of talking. So that doesn't matter why, right? So you can say if you cannot use the headphones, right, or separate a little. I don't know, something like you use try to say I'm not in the mood of talking. In general, okay. Seems to not understand. Okay. So and plus pray that something happened. Like as I said, in my office there was this neighbor lady, and she was extremely friendly, and she tried to tell me her life, what's going on. But I pray, and guess what? They hired another lady, not hired, but moved from another office. So now they became friends, and this one just left me alone, right? So that's good. I mean, but we cannot be rude for sure. So you have to be polite, but say, okay, I apologize. I have so much work. I have to cancel. I apologize. I'm going to mess up, right? So right, some concentrate on your work more. So I say I apologize. I cannot talk and do my work, and that's it. Right. So if it's possible to use headphones, say yeah, I have to prepare for this class, and you have when I used to take the train, and sometimes you meet people that you have not met for a long time, and they want to talk to and see how are you and how's everybody in the universe, and I would always say I will always with a book. Right in train, and I say, apology, I have a class tonight. I have to prepare. Oh, you have to prepare? What are you, in the school? Yes, I'm in school. Yes, I have to prepare. Like, what do they care? Oh, and then people would leave me alone. All right. Okay, so continue. A question about reading from Torah. Okay. I wonder when does the prohibition, quoting from the Torah without reading it applies? Mm-hmm. Does it only apply to the Torah reading during the prayer service? Does it apply to the entire Torah or only Chumash? Okay. So again, the question about reading from the Torah. So we have a halachah that we have to, in order not to misquote the Torah, the verse, we have to read from the Torah. So, but there are some famous verses that everybody knows, so you can quote from memory, right? But or you can say I'm paraphrasing. It's not it's like I'm trying to give you the basic idea. Idea is about this. So I don't remember exactly the language. So meaning that for sure it does not say as I said, but idea is the same. So this also would be safe. I wonder, does it apply to quoting from the Torah without reading? Apply? When? Okay, so it's I think for about Chumash it's for sure, and actually from Tanakh too. Right. Does it only apply to the Torah reading during the prayer services? No. It's in everyday life. Everyday life. Does it apply to the entire Torah or just Chumash? Okay, we just answer. So all other things like from oral Torah, you don't have to quote. I mean, if you like, it's preferable to be exactly precise, but it's not necessary. Yeah, it's from the written Torah. It's applied to the written Torah. Okay. So, but unless, as we said, so you say like in advance, I'm paraphrasing. Okay. So next question. Question about ribbis. If Shimon stole $100 from Reuven, and a year later he decided to do teshuvah and return the money. However, Reuven was still angry at him and does not forgive him completely, even if after receiving $100 back. In order to appease Reuven, Shimon gave him extra $100 to earn his forgiveness. If Reuven took the money and forgave Shimon, is it count as ribbis? It is count as ribbis. Okay, so let's go back to the story. So one person stole from another $100. Now a year later, 5 years later, he wants to return. And some people, I have one student, and we've been learning for a long time. When he hits this question, he gets confused. Like it does not stick to his mind. Unfortunately, there are people like that. Even though I explained to him, I said, "Oh yeah, I remember you told me." So he said, "How possible? If I stole the bicycle from you?" I said, "Don't give these examples. Like, don't put me in your examples. Don't put yourself in that. Like, even hypothetical example that you steal money. Right? We have Reuven and Shimon as example here. Use Reuven and Shimon. Don't use me and you." Right? We say, okay. So and he said, "I saw Reuven steal from Shimon bicycle." And 10 years later, 5 years later, he wants to return. But he cannot return the bicycle, right? Or he should return the bicycle. If he cannot, if it's like broken, so meaning it's a different bicycle. So he can return the bicycle and difference in the money, right? Minus the depreciation, of course. Right? Or if he stole he borrowed let's say $1,000 and he never returned. Said I'm broke and this and that, so just leave me alone. So okay, and then he decided to pay back, and now for this $1,000 you cannot buy like much. I mean, buying power is much less. So this guy say now you want to pay me $1,000. So this $1,000 that you stole from me 10 years ago, it's like 3,000 now. Like what exactly you're trying to do here? So I mean, the Halachah is that he must return only $1,000. That's it. So if he wants after that, after the time passes, and he wants to buy his friendship, right, to appease him, right, and he wants to buy him a gift for separate gift, like a guilt offering in some sense, right? Separate gift, I don't know, something to do for his family. Buying a gift card. I apologize. Look, it's Hanukkah is coming. I apologize. Look, he is I don't know, $500. I don't know, maybe it's too much. $250 from this local Judaica store, like a book, Jewish website, bookstore, a candy store, a Jewish whatever store. Here's a gift card. Please forgive me. Right, that I did this to you, that to you. Okay, so there is no problem, but it must be two separate events, not like together and add this to $20 to make him happy. But this is that I gave you whatever I gave you, so I completed my tikkun. So I did whatever I had to. Right, I corrected this these things. But the other part is to get forgiveness, and in order to get forgiveness, you can ask him for forgiveness 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, and if he does not forgive, problem is with him. Right, but not with you. But I would say just say, yeah, problem with him, but don't put him in that situation. If it's about money, offer him money, and many times you can resolve things with money, right? So everybody's so unbribable, but you offer them a little more, like something, I don't know. So and they're going to forgive, right? So money make miracles. Baruch HaShem. I mean, it's not about money, but the person now sees that you're sincere. Like if a person like stole this $1,000 and now he wants to give gift card for $250, so right. So meaning that he's sincere. He did a little big teshuva, and now he wants my friendship and he wants my forgiveness. So why not? Why not? Understand? So it's not about the money per se, but you see the person has changed and he's really sorry. Okay, and he wants your friendship back. Okay, so that's the rationale. Next question. Another question about punishment for stealing. If one returns the stolen money and apologizes, and the other party received the money back, but it did not forgive the thief completely, because of the suffering resulted from the stealing, will they reincarnate back to pay back the suffering? That's a good question. I mean, I guess I did not read it in advance, so it's a continuation of the previous question. For sure, it's continuation. So we say, like according to Halachah, chitchat Yehoshua, right? That's how we know. It's from there. So we have to ask him 3 times in the different circumstances. Right? What does it mean, the different circumstances? You ask him personally. He said, absolutely not. So then you go and come with somebody else, right? Or with his brother, with his mother, with his father, his uncle, and try to appease him again. So now there are other people in the room, so it's not so easy for him to say no. Then other people, he said no, you get even more people, right? Try to pressure him. You understand? So he would forgive you. But suffering, you see, like, is it compensation for suffering? But it is true. So a person stole from somebody this $1,000, and then that person did not have money to pay the rent, and then he got kicked out of the apartment. Then he lost his job, and this and that, and his wife divorced him. So now, like, we have to understand. So now you bring him $1,000 3 years later, like after his life was ruined. Can you compensate for his ruined life? Not really. Right? Not really. Is he going to come back? I don't think so. He might get suffering in this world if he did real teshuva, but that's it. That's it. Okay. So I mean, there are some things that we cannot fix. It doesn't matter how much we desire. As I said, this example, and it was like a true story examples when the 2 people were business partners, and one stole from another, like because they're partners, he forged the documents, and that's it. He became the owner, and the other, that's what happened to the other guy. His wife left, children, like he said, started drinking. Children like quit yeshiva, this and that. So like all snowballs of event, and it's like disaster. Go try to fix it. Impossible. Okay, so next question. There general question. We learned 24,000 died when evil plan of Bilam in Balak, and 24,000 of Rabbi Akiva students died. I wonder if the latter are reincarnation of the former. If so, since they seem to die prematurely from sin, did they complete their tikkun? I mean, I never learned this topic. Like, it's understandable. It should be some connection, but I simply don't know. I never learned it. Okay, but I think there is connection. The numbers, like it's not random numbers. Okay, so let's leave it until we actually see it with our eyes in the books, because you see, like from some time ago, I'm afraid to repeat these stories, and afraid to repeat the teachings of others, because whatever I said a few times in the past, like I did exactly what somebody else said. It was not exactly. Right, I'm not sure, and I saw exactly, even though they said the page, and I saw the page, it was not like that, unfortunately. So I'm trying, unless I saw it with my own eyes, I'm trying not to repeat. Okay, unless it's like not okay. Continue. There are questions about minor. Okay, since minors are not obligated for a negative mitzvah. In a positive also, okay. I wonder if they get rewarded for the positive mitzvah. Question about minor. The minors are not obligated negative mitzvah. Wonder if they are rewarded for positive mitzvah. No, they're not rewarded for positive mitzvah, and that's why we celebrate bar mitzvah. Right? Bar mitzvah means that he's bar. Bar is a son, right? Shimon bar Yochai, right? Son of Yochai. Right, so he's a son of mitzvah, and now, meaning what? Now he's going to start getting rewards for every second of the mitzvah he does. Only now, after he become 13, or she become 12. She turned 12. Right. So, but before that, it's actually obligation of the parents, right, to see that children do not do the negative mitzvah. It's very very important. Of course, it's a little child. You're not going to fight with him, of course. But when children go like older, so we educate them not to do the mitzvah like negative. Same with other people. Same with other people. We had a class on medical halachah. I learned so much. I don't remember a lot of these things, but so some things like stuck in my mind, and one of them is how we treat these mentally sick people. So we have to do whatever we can for them not to violate negative commandments. Positive, they're not obligated, but negative, we should protect them, right? So even technically, they can eat non-kosher, right? Maybe it's cheaper, maybe this and that, but we should do everything possible for them not to eat, right? And even though, like, for example, we have refrigerator, and we have on one shelf we have cheese, on another we have chicken. So we should not let them eat meat with chicken. Meat with chicken with the cheese. How to keep kashrut in this house? I don't know. It's very hard. Very, very hard. But I think that they're trainable to some degree. So maybe they would lock the refrigerator with the daily. That's my guess. Right, or something. Well. Okay, so but negative, we're trying to prevent them. Positive, I mean, we train them slowly. Okay. Okay, so here we have update. For example, if one died before bar mitzvah, but had a bris, does this bris count as his mitzvah? No, but bris does not count as his mitzvah. Bris is until he is a minor, it's obligation of father. It's a father's mitzvah, right? It says do circumcision on your son. That's the definition of the mitzvah. Or it's on the father, meaning. Or if child check for ambiguous letter in a Sefer Torah, does he get a mitzvah? No, he does not get a mitzvah. I mean, but you see, on one hand, he does not have a mitzvah. So I just want to explain the last one because it's a very good example. So Shulchan Aruch said, Mishnah Berurah said, of course, Then when it's not clear that some part of the letter is missing, maybe it's touching, not touching, maybe this, maybe that, then so we called up a child who is not especially bright and not especially stupid, like every child, and ask him to tell us this letter. So usually it's a good idea to cover other letters so he would not be able to read, because sometimes, like if you think about it, so when we read books, like you don't read every letter separately, right? You don't read every word separately. So you with eyes, like your mind, if you think about it, we actually learned in Michtam Eliyahu how your mind works, like even without reading every letter separately, so you know what the word is. Right. So it's very interesting. So even if this child would recognize the words, like what was the point? So he would not care about this letter itself, right? So we cover and ask him what is the letter, right? Without pressure, and see whatever he says goes. If he could recognize, so we can continue reading. Of course, after that we have to fix. But if he made a mistake, so meaning that we have to stop reading from that Torah. So it's not kosher. So meaning we're talking about situation when adults could not decide. Right? Just because you know that what the word is, what letter is, it does not mean anything. It just because you know these words. Okay. So yeah. So in this case, a very good example. So, child does not have any. They did not get any. What is it? These rewards on one hand, that did not get any mitzvahs, but it was not his tikkun in this life. Understand? So if the child passes very early, chas v'shalom, right? If this happens, so it means that his tikkun was about something else, right? It's not this merits. He has enough, so that's good. And we also have to keep in our mind the main goal. Why we're here? We here. This life is like a corridor, right, to get to the main hall room, which is next world, right? So, and when we come here to fix something. So if a person was a big tzaddik or something, and they did like spoke lashon hara about someone, for example, so it's possible that he's going to get reincarnated in a Down syndrome or autistic person, right? So meaning that he does not need to do the mitzvah. It's not his tikkun. His tikkun is to suffer for lashon hara that he said before. You understand? So should we feel sorry for this person, for this child or adult? Yeah, we should feel sorry, but we should even feel sorry for ourselves. So meaning that if we see the person like that, this individual like that, it means that most likely that he completed everything. Like we're going to complete it or not, right? Questionable. We're trying to, right? We strive to, but we don't know. But he for sure did, because he does not have his test. So HaShem is not going to test us whatever is not our test. So, for example, somebody is generous. So meaning that generosity, the stinginess is not his test. His test maybe would be like to learn Torah, right? Like a person. He used to be in this class. He was on the video. I think I said this story. So he said, "No, I cannot. Torah is not for me. Can I send you a donation?" So, no, we have to learn together. The donation sent to Bizrat Hashem, but we have to learn. So we learn together. He said, "No, it's not for me," so we separate. Now he contacted me some time ago, and guess what? He said, "Rabbi, I'm the happiest man." I said, "Oh, okay." And they see the phone is from Israel, right? So he said, "It's my second year in yeshiva, and I'm planning to go home." It's very interesting, right? So he said, me, never. Torah, no, it's not for me. I'm businessman. My father is businessman. My mother, my cat is businessman. Everybody's businessman. I cannot learn Torah. Okay, he learned Torah 2 years, right? Which is good, right? So it's not. So we need to understand that our tikkun could be different. Okay. Okay, so next question. We have a question about jealousy. When polygamy was permitted, how did the wives control their jealousy among each other? Are they allowed to be jealous for the husband's love and children? So first of all, I don't think they lived in the same house. So this guy, in order like a normal person would have, I mean, Yaakov Avinu is exception, but other people like in order to maintain the whole each family, like it would be like such a big deal. You need to be very rich, right? It's not like this wife, this bedroom, and that wife is in another bedroom. They're going to like suffocate each other, like in the middle of the night. No, they have to must be separate. Were they jealous? 100% they were jealous, and it's normal to be jealous, right, of each other. Are they allowed to be jealous for their husband love children? Maybe they're not allowed, but would they be able? They would be able to control. I don't think so. But it's only natural when she wants to be a wife to that person, and she loves him, and she has children, and she wants to spend as much time with him as possible. And women did not go out to work, so she would be sitting at home all day long with her little child. Maybe some maid servant would come, maybe some I don't know, some delivery person, and that's it. That's the whole life, right? So if this husband of hers has a few wives. So he lives there, he lives here, so maybe he sees her only once a week. So we also have to be realistic. So is she jealous that she puts her life into that person and she sees him once a week? I think so. Okay. So for sure those wives were not very happy, for sure. But since the Torah allowed, so there is other reasons. Right, so some women that otherwise would never get married, and they need some protection, somebody to take care of them, so they would agree to be a second wife. Okay. So continue. Right, a question about minos. I heard from Rabbi Mizrahi Shlita, Shiur, regarding Torah scholar who is extremely soft and kind-hearted, that is unable to hurt a fly. However, a person with this type of personality seems to be vulnerable and could be taken advantage by others. I wonder, should we aim to be soft too? No. Okay, That's a very good question. Right. So the Torah scholar. A Torah scholar, was extremely soft and kind-hearted, that is unable to hurt a fly. Okay. However, a person with this type of personality seems to be vulnerable and could be taken advantage by others. I wonder, how should we? No, we should not. So meaning that this person deserves Hashem's personal protection. So, and these people could be naive, and if they have like complete imunah in Hashem, nothing can hurt him. Nobody can take advantage of them. Like all of these crooks, they like in the last second they would think of somebody else, and they would turn to another like apartment, not go up to them. So I mean, Hashem is going to protect these people, but is it like smart to put ourselves in the same position? I don't think so. Right, because it is a dangerous position. I mean, it's you can be nice and soft-hearted with your family, with your close ones, but to show it to the world, to everybody. I mean, unless we are such a big tzaddik, so that's a different story. But otherwise, we don't attract these leeches, these wrong people, right? And when first I was visiting one country a long time ago, and they were like very like third world country, whatever it was, it doesn't matter. And I opened the door. I don't to somebody. It was old ladies, like she's coming out, and I like rushed like 3 steps faster, and I opened the door to the lady, older lady, non-Jewish lady. So she went, she said thank you, and then other people saw like somebody is holding the door, so they start rushing, like running, like because the door was like normal, or what is it, like a 3 tons door that nobody can move, like right. I was, it was so funny. So I was standing like holding the door for 2 or 3 minutes. People. So right, so people were trying to take advantage. So is it dangerous? Of course, it's dangerous. Right. Okay, I think we're finished with the question. Oh, there is a continuation, so I did not see. So we're talking about this polygamy, right? So thank you, Gurav. I wonder if it's natural jealousy would render them unfit to resurrection in this case. So it says that if somebody, it's a very good question. I am going to explain. It says in our books that if somebody died jealous person, so he's not going to get resurrected with the resurrection of the dead. Does this apply to these women? It's a good question. I don't want to say because I don't know. I hope not. And maybe it was a time like maybe like in olden times people have a little different mindset, but when the Rabbeinu Gershom like forbade it, it was 1,000 years, a little more than 1,000 years ago. So it was time to stop it, basically. Right? It was not productive. Right? Some things are not productive because people start abusing it. Right? As in olden days, right? So we would allow a person if he say no. Okay, so he said I did not take the money, and that's it. Okay, so like there were no witnesses. We just let him go home, and people would try would take advantage of it. Like so our sages say it's actually in Rambam. So when sages saw the generation has changed. So they can lie into your eyes, like into your face, in front of the basin, in front of the other person that you owe him money, or he gave back the money. So in this, they say the rules of the game change, and they actually start requiring people to swear, so to stop them somehow. So we see like from this example, there is a denigration of generations, right? So maybe in that time of Yaakov Avinu, so it was a little different. So it says Rachel was jealous, but there is a Rashi there, just so we know, Rashi there, so she was jealous, not that Leib was like giving birth to a child. I mean, to that too, like she was jealous with that, but Rachel thought that why she's so fortunate she is given birth to children, because she's virtuous. So HaShem likes her, he loves her because of the great mitzvahs that she did. She's very, very righteous. So she was jealous with her righteousness. Right, and it's one of the explanations. But are we on that level of Rachel Imeinu? Many times I don't think so. So that's why we stick to the simple way of life, not to put ourselves in a way of test, right? Because we have to understand that very likely we're not going to pass the test, and all of the tests that are required for us in life, HaShem is going to send us without asking any questions, without needing our permission. So try to stay simple and good. All right. So I guess we stop here. Thank you very much for learning with us. Thank you. We see we completed one book, Hazak V'nei Chazer, and it should be, as one person said, one of the many. As HaShem. Right. Good night, good Shabbos, and until Monday, same time. Thank you.